All righty, away we go. It is Friday, October 14th of 2022. This is the one and only TRC telemarketing call. Okay. If you want more sales oriented stuff, you want to be in that campfire call right before this. All right. Where we go through the buyer and the seller plan and we talk about the actual sales application. Really, if marketing is good enough, there is no selling. That's the coolest thing about understanding that it's a marketing package that actually does the selling for you and gives you the framework. But this is clearly telemarketing. You have to pick up the phone. You have to be able to make the proposition, the offer to somebody you're interrupting, whatever the context is, in about 10 to 15 seconds because you're interrupting them, and then book the follow-up appointment by the phone. That's your only obligation in the first beat. Your second obligation is, if you can get the time because they give it to you, is to be a therapist. And I just said this on Campfire. When you ask a question like, hey, looks like a beautiful house, why are you trying to sell it? Hey, this list is going to include some beautiful properties it sold. Why are you thinking about buying? Shut up. Like, shut up. The whole idea here is we are giving to people our best what to do information for free in hopes that we can ask them a personal probing question that allows them to think. And a lot of people don't know the quick and dirty answer to why am I really selling this? Sometimes they think they have a reason that was here, but there's a deeper reason, and they haven't admitted it to themselves, let alone you. So let them read their mind aloud to themselves, and you get to sit there in the theater and listen. That's why I give you neutral language afterwards to say, interesting, to try to move the show along. To say, well, how serious is that, by asking on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you? Also, a probing, direct therapeutic question that allows them to think a little bit more specifically. So you're simply in the second beat trying to be the therapist. In the beginning, you are a marketer making a very clear, kick-ass, irresistible offer to the right people. So that means it's going to land flat on the wrong people. And that's the point. When you make an offer to somebody, it's supposed to start to pull the crowd apart to those who get it, what you just said, and are interested, and those that don't. 1, 2, 2, 4. You could be a ton of them that say no, and a few that say yes, but it doesn't take that many yeses to an irresistible offer to be successful. So that's why we set this up this way, is to make an irresistible offer that at least gets you a prospect who you can call in the future if you've done a good job specifying the time when that will happen and not rushing. But the second beat is all about being a therapist. It's why when we took you through the interview process, we said, are you teachable? Are you coachable? Because if you're teachable and coachable, then you're also going to become a good teacher and a coach of the person that's on the other line, right? Meaning therapy. That's essentially what teaching and coaching is, that we try to find some universal truth against which we train and teach so that we can then go apply it in the real world, see how it works, and make adjustments. It's simple. There's no concept in here that is academically difficult. But if you just stop listening to me and you stop listening to yourself, then we're not doing the service that we so are desperately wanting to give to these people, which is to leave them in a better place than we found them, not get their business. Business inbound will be a byproduct of being truly a giver of information that's organized so that it can empower the right people who are listening to make a good decision. That's all you have to do here. And the rest will inbound, right? The minute you start to get subtly to become a taker, you'll hear it in some of these calls today. All of a sudden, you think the language is giving, and it's not, because you're not listening. You're not listening in these second beats. And I want to really emphasize this with you. You're not listening. So what are you doing? You're making things up. You're making it about you. You're making it about your perception of what you're supposed to do for us. It's all this noise. Stop it. Stop it. Be a good listener in the second beat, and everything in this group is going to go up another level, okay? All right, let's see what we have in queue here today. I have the one and only Neil Allen Smith, and he has Ashley's calls. So, Neil Allen, are you there, my brother? Do we see Alan on the call here?
I'm here though.
Good. All right. Okay. All right. So these are Alan's calls. So here we go.
Hello?
Hi, Vincent.
Yes?
Hi, this is Ashley with Allen'sLuxuryHome.com. I'm calling you because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it.
Is that your fan in the background again?
No, I'm not. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay, you got to be careful of that because it's really an interference, right? So let's listen closely.
I may.
Okay.
No, we're all set. We're not gonna sell.
So did your plans change?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Okay, so is it that you decided to keep it or you're currently renting?
No, we're gonna keep.
You're gonna keep it?
Yeah.
All right. And do
Okay.
you see where selling might be a possibility within the next, let's say, 9 to 12 months?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Thank you for calling though.
Okay, done. There's nothing there. That's what I
Yes,
mean.
he just. I guess those calls were a bunch of calls because last week he requested to hear asking the question, so he just sent you a bunch of those calls. So
Yeah, the guy's very dismissive. You know, he doesn't want to cooperate with you. He's sounding bothered. So there's a fine line on these. I'll listen to the next one too. There's a fine line on these where if you think you can push because they're nice, go for it. But he's not so nice. I mean, he is, but he isn't. You know what I mean? This is kind of blowing you off. And you need a certain level for an avatar. You need a certain level of cooperation, right? That's what you need. So let's listen to the next one.
Hello?
Hi, Justin.
Yes.
This is Ashley with Allen'sLuxuryHome.com. I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
We're actually not selling it. We decided to keep it.
Oh, you decided to keep it. So do you see where selling might be a possibility?
Here, okay, so here's my adjustment, okay? So it hits me.
Mhm.
And we just did it in Campfire. Oh, why were you trying to sell it in the first place? Go to the why. Okay?
Okay.
Because what you're doing is you're trying to take, subtle, here's an example of it, right? You're trying to take, well, you know, am I going to be relevant? Oh, really? Why are we trying to sell it in the first place? See if they'll answer that, because what's happening is you're getting steamrolled because we're not making them think. The offer's falling flat because they're not interested at the moment. So if you can reconnect them to the why and they can take a beat to think about the why and they read their mind out loud about that, then you know the scenario. Then you can get into, oh, do you think that would be in the next 12 months? Follow me? You don't know why. So what you're doing is kind of going at them. So there's your simple
Okay,
adjustment.
so just jump to so why?
Why were you
Did
trying to
it?
sell in the first
Why
place?
were you
Yeah.
trying to sell it?
Yep.
Okay, got
Oh,
it. He just
really?
wanted to find out because he requested them.
Yep.
So he just wanted to find out what I could have said instead, or
Yeah.
if I'm saying them it correctly.
No, you're fine. It's just a bad question. So I'm going to arm you with a new question. You're going to go get me more, more feedback. So I see if I'm right. I'm theoretical at the moment, but ironically, I got a question from Paul Cantu about how Michelle should handle, this question about, oh, well, we decided to keep it because the market, is all topsy-turvy. And well, that's interesting. Why were you trying to sell it in the first place? So everything comes back to why. And Jennifer Swalick on my team met a gal in the gym who had a crisis about a house she had tied up and feels like she made a big mistake. There was no representation. She was freaking out. She's a first-time home buyer. So Ginger's counselor said, look, if you don't feel comfortable, they've already told you could withdraw from the deal. Go ahead and do so, right? If that's the way you feel. So she did. And she said, thank you. I feel so much better. And I want to work with you now. So what I said to Jen is, well, okay, stop. Don't go out and just start showing her properties. Go start all over again as if she's never done a thing, right? So tell me, why are you trying to do this in the first place, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to get right back out and do it? Because what I want to do is educate you correctly. I want to sit down with you, give you a package of information that will help you get oriented in the right way. So let's go through that process. So this is all about them. And if it is, why are you doing this? Helps us determine, should they be? Think like a big sister, right? To a little sister. look at why are you going to do this? Because this is hard. You might get in a fist fight down in the schoolyard, right? These kids aren't nice. This isn't a nice process. So why do you want to do this? Because I got to grow up someday. Good reason. All right, go get them, right? See what I mean? It's always
Yeah.
coming back to that. Why are you doing this? Because we'd love to have Alan navigate you through this process because it's not easy. And what I said before too is listen for somebody that might have lost hope too, right? And then be saying that Alan is the hope. But really getting back to that, why were they doing it in the first place is better than when, right? When is
Okay.
for you and me, right? That's what we want to know, whether they're worth it or not for us. But when you're serving first, why? Why'd you put yourself through the process? And then what changed? Why did you stop? Right? So as I'm listening to the real assembly line speaking, that's my gut reaction. It tells me we've got the right components. We just don't have them in the right order when you get that hard, quick objection. Okay?
Okay, got it.
Good.
All
Awesome.
right. You can listen to the rest of mine, being that you're on me. I would appreciate.
Yep. Let's go. Here we go. This is for, it doesn't say, it says Lee and Fahad. So
Lee and Fahad, so one for each.
Thank you for calling. Emmanuel speaking. May I help you?
Hi, Emmanuel. This is Ashley with California Platinum Realty. I'm calling because I want to thank you for using our website, lacountyhomelistings.com, to look for properties online. I want to ensure that we're sending you the type of properties that you want to see. I see that we're sending you properties in the Hidden Hills area in the price range of $4 million. Is that correct?
Actually, now I'm probably looking more, like anywhere from 600 and around 600.
600,000.
Maybe 7. Yeah, maybe 7.
So anywhere between 600,000 to 700.
Yeah. Now, if you can find some deals, that'd be good too.
good. We can.
What type of deals?
See, interesting. So still the same problem. Just say yes, we can. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, it's you're getting you must have an analytical side to your brain, because what I'm noticing is when it becomes anecdotal and conversational, and that's probably why you're very good at the first parts of the script, is you have an analytical brain that says, I better stay inside these lines, right? And you're very teachable, okay? So this is a coachable thing now. This isn't a teachable thing. And intellectually, academically, your first beat is a clear A, right? Your effort, right? Sometimes we go backwards and forwards, but you're in the A range for that. It's here where it's a B, where you're good at asking the questions, which is the analytical side, but you lose context very quickly. And this is what I'm trying to, coach you up to do is be more conversational in this moment. Do you know what he means by a deal? Really? I mean, you asked like he didn't. And I'm thinking you asked him specifically. If I tell you I want a deal, what do I mean? Tell me what I mean.
When he said deal, and I assumed his price range, I assumed that he wanted to see if we could work out a deal where he could possibly get something a little bit cheaper. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Stop. It's the same word universally around the world. I want a deal. I want a bargain. I want a good price. It's a universal principle. Who doesn't want a deal? Who doesn't want a sale? Who doesn't want a discount? So you trust that. That's intuitive. That's natural. That's inboard from life's experiences. That's a universal word, right? That's not a tricky word. That's right to the front door. So, I want you to be a cheerleader more emotionally when somebody, their energy goes up, like the actor. I think he was an actor, right? The $48 million guy. Is he an actor?
No, wait, I didn't say what he was.
No, somebody, I don't know who it was. Somebody said, I think Fahad told me that the $48 million guy was an actor.
Oh, maybe he looked it up and see that, but it wasn't clear on the call.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't know who you're talking to. And the way they sound doesn't mean anything. People come into money, they sell companies, and they sound, like there's something wrong with them, and they're wealthy, right? So stop being analytical there. Just take at what you see face value, and be bubbly. Be bubbly. This is we talked about hope. Hope's a big word on the table today. Bring them hope, right?
Mhm.
So that's the point. Bring them hope, right?
Okay. Mhm.
Bring them hope. Sure, we can. What kind of deal you looking for? What's important for you in a deal? But sure, we can. Always start with something positive to reaffirm. If you can find me a deal, yeah, no problem. Fahad's good at that. He's a hunter. If this is for Lee, Lee's a hunter. Alan's a hunter.
It's Fahad.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't matter. Interchangeably, it could be for Danny, George, whomever. They can get the job done. Remember what I keep trying to coach you now. They can do it. You got to give us the chance to do it if it sounds reasonable. Hey, I need heart surgery too. Can Fahad take my heart out and give me a pig's heart? No, he can't. He's not a surgeon. But if you want a deal in a house, I bet he can. Let me get you with him, right? So and I'm saying that to be a wise guy, to illustrate a point. This is our domain. We're good in this domain. Let us determine it. Sometimes I got to slap Fahad. Well, I listen to this, and Alan. Well, I thought we get in the way too. Okay. So we are oftentimes the problem, but that's my job with my client in this group. Your job as a company that's hitching its wagon to these three companies is you've got to be hopeful to get us to the point where we have a chance. We might come back and give you feedback and go, that's not really my avatar, the person you keep sending. So when you hear that, we might make those adjustments with you. But in the meantime, be hopeful. Let's listen.
But then again, that's fine. Well, I'm just saying, like, something that's been on the market for a while, like 30 days more, 60 days.
Okay.
See how his enthusiasm dipped? It dipped.
Yes.
But it was based on what you said, your lack of enthusiasm. You got too analytical on him. Well, what do you mean by a deal? It's deadpan. Listen to the tone. Listen to the tone. I'm going to go back and play the whole thing.
Thank you for calling, Emmanuel speaking. May I help you?
Hi, Emmanuel. This is Ashley with California Platinum Realty. I'm calling because I want to thank you.
Oh, that's the other one, right? Which one did I just play? Hang on. I played the other one first? That was the second one. Hang on.
Hello?
Hi, I'm calling for Valerie.
Yeah,
Yes,
never
this is
mind.
Valerie.
Keep going.
Hi, this is Ashley with the Stillwell Group. I'm calling because I want to thank you for using our website to look for properties online. I want to ensure that we're sending you the type of properties that you want to see. I see that we're sending you properties in the Potomac area in the price range of $2.5 million. Is that correct?
That's right.
Great. Is there any criteria that you'd like for me to add?
No, not really. So just I'm gonna receive, and soon as I'm gonna find what we exactly needed, I will let you know.
Okay, not a problem. I'd also like to send you some information that will help you buy your home in your best price range. Can you confirm with me that your best email is 09.align_VENTURE@I?
That's right.
Great. Well, we take the time to customize the information for you, and I want to ensure that it arrives. Can you provide me the best day and time next week to follow up with you?
That would be Friday.
Next week, Friday, what time works for you next week?
Afternoon.
So anytime after 12, so does 1 p.m. work?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, great. Well, while I have you here, Valerie, these are some beautiful properties that we're sending to you. Why are you thinking about buying?
That's an interesting question. Because we need it. We moved to that area.
See, when you ask, they read their mind aloud. This is the whole point I'm trying to make to everybody. You did a good job. You didn't trip over him. And very quickly goes, because we need it. It's an interesting question. See what he's saying? He's almost saying nobody's ever asked me that question before. Valerie's making my point for me, right? When you ask the right questions and you listen, he tells you, we're moving into the area. Let's see where you go.
Okay, so you're planning on relocating.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Well, on a scale of 1 to...
From where? From where?
Oh,
Not enough curiosity. Not enough curiosity, right? From where? Where are you coming from? You humanize this second beat. I'm giving you permission to stop
Mhm.
being analytical the minute you finish the first beat. You're very good. Be human in the second beat. Okay.
Hey,
Listen.
Danny, I think she ought to say when too.
Yeah, but not yet. Not yet. She doesn't know. She doesn't even, there's no personalization. I mean, it's like that'll come, Lee, naturally. If she just slows into this beat. She's good at the why, she listened, but then she was rushing to the next question, which I get it. I get that that's the way the script is written. But that analytical brain, when you get good enough at this, there's some freedom being given in the second beat. Don't get way off. Don't start making up weird stuff like, oh no, we don't get you electric bills when you're looking at a $48 million house. That was weird, right? That was a weird thing to say. That wasn't thinking, right? And that's what I'm saying. That was your analytical brain stopping you from being a human being in the second beat, right? And you're going to be much more, this is where effectiveness takes place, right?
Mhm.
Academics are in the first beat, but being somebody who's effective is now in this beat right here. Let's see where you go.
10, how motivated would you say you are to buy? 1 being the lowest, 10 the highest.
10 to the highest.
Great. And what time frame do you have in mind
Good.
to buy?
In about between now, maybe 4, 5, 6 months.
Excellent. You
It
get it
just
all.
doesn't
When
matter
you do it right, you
because
get it
we are looking for heavy looking.
Okay, great. Well, Valerie, because you are so highly motivated, I'd be happy to have my broker Lee deliver the package himself and show you some of your early favorites to give you some of his insights to help you prepare to get the best buy. May I do that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, great. When works for you? Which day and time next week works
The
for you?
Friday. The Friday.
So
Friday.
he'll be
the
able to
Thursday.
bring the package to you himself next week, Friday at 1 p.m.
Yeah, that would be nice. Mhm.
All right, great. Well, I'll go ahead and set up that meeting with you and my broker and follow up with you as well, just to see if the current listings are coming in. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a good call. I mean, it's a good call, you know? I mean, that's effective. Okay. That's effective. You're staying inside the guardrails. It's just this week it's more pro tips, right? And this is better off of the one where you got completely in the way of yourself, right? Now this one's effective and you got an appointment, right? That's it. I gotta mute Lee. Lee, you're too loud there. Okay. Good job. What's the other one? Is it the
Hey,
same?
Danny, it's Tracy. Can I just make one little comment?
Yep.
Okay, just, it's a teeny tiny thing, but, since Ashley isn't from around here, it's Potomac, and we deal in Potomac a lot. So I just wanted to make sure that she knows that that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, she has improved the way she said it. I let it go today because I just think that was her authentic accent saying it the way she would with a Jamaican accent. So I thought it was better.
Okay,
But Ashley, the more you can say Potomac, the way that they say it, you're just going to sound more like a native. But having said that, I thought it was fine in this case. In the past, it was way off, right?
yeah, and I didn't know that that was like a sort of a Jamaican accent thing, because I've heard people from, other places, around the United States saying Potomac, just because that's how they read it. And never having heard it said before. So she has a lovely accent. So I
Yep.
just wanted to make that
Yeah,
clear.
no, definitely. And it's, it's tricky because we have such a mixing pot in the world now. As long as it's said correctly in the authentic accent of the person, it gets past everybody, because here she is talking to someone who sounds maybe like he's Eastern European, right? And
Yeah.
it works, and it just works. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
But
I get you.
in the beginning, though, I did say to her, well, that's way off. That's not what it is. And that's that, when you get people that are remote, Trace, it is important to get into the geography. Look, Sherry is only from Albany, New York, upstate New York, but she was saying some of the names incorrectly for Boston. Autumn grew up as a kid in Boston, was butchering some of the names early on. I'm like, oof, huh? Right? So, but that's on us to have that native conversation. And quite frankly, all of you telemarketers should be Googling about the areas that you're calling into and maybe watching an historical video or two on YouTube about the area. And you should pick up on some anecdotes that you can talk about, right? What is Cape Cod? How was it created? You know, what is that canal all about? What's the history of this place? Should know that. Beacon Hill. I mean, the history in Boston is so mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. I mean, it's the founding of this, country essentially all along the East Coast. I mean, that's staggering. You're talking about 1600s, and then you're talking about major revolutionary wars all over the streets where I walk up and down, right? And you wouldn't even know when you think about this. There's a Black History Museum in the middle of Beacon Hill, and it would just never strike you that would be an epicenter for that stuff if you don't start doing your homework. So you can go really micro, Tracy, into this thing. And that's the obligation of the telemarketer to get better. You want to be a real pro? Study your area, get a couple anecdotes. Oh, that's over by the so-and-so. And that's this. You'd be surprised how lazy people are. Nobody likes homework. Nobody. Right?
Yeah, but that's a great natural progression as you keep doing this. I like that idea, Danny. It's good.
Yeah, well, it's what it is, Trace, it's just steps of professionalism, right?
Yeah,
So there's an effective call. She gets it done. And like I said to Alan, it's just a matter of calls, volume for him and for Fahad. Just make enough of those calls, you're going to have the same thing happen here. Every market's a wee bit different. Alan's got some weird market where in Dallas, a lot of people were taking it off the market and still putting it under. I don't know if that's a bullshit thing that agents do. I don't like that. So there's some weird stuff going on as the market corrects, but ultimately enough calls, you can have enough people like that she has the same kind of conversation with, right? Because the outside's out there, it's just a volume. And then as somebody like her makes that volume of calls, the second beat becomes way more natural. That's what I was saying to Lee. Wait. And I didn't even know in that call it would happen. She gets the when naturally, not a take, right? The bull in the china shop, my best friend Lee, right? We because I was that too. We want to take. She got to find out when. She got to get the buyers. No, she doesn't. She needs to ease into this relationship with a guy who doesn't know Lee from Adam, right? So ease in. Get there, get him on the phone, right? Get him in the house. Let him meet with the cat. Guy's a 10. Good appointment, right? So there you go. Good feedback though. Good catch, because I caught that too earlier. I let it slide this time because I felt it was an authentic accent on the right word. She just happens to, with her Jamaican accent, emphasize different syllables than we do, right?
Gotcha. Okay, very good. Thanks, Danny.
You're welcome, Tracy.
Thank you for calling, Emmanuel speaking. May I help you?
Hi, Emmanuel. This is Ashley with California Platinum Realty. I'm calling because I want to thank you for using our website, lacountyhomelistings.com, to look for properties online. I want to ensure that we're sending you the type of properties that you want to see. I see that we're sending you properties in the Hidden Hills area in the price range of $4 million. Is that correct?
Very good pace. That's 29 seconds because it's the buy side and it's a bigger one. But I think your pace is authoritative and I think it's smoother this time. I don't think it's so staccato and AI sounding, right? You don't sound like Siri.
Actually, now I'm probably looking more like anywhere from 600 and around 600.
600,000?
Maybe 7. Yeah, maybe 7.
So anywhere between 600,000 to 700?
Yeah, now if you can find some deals, that'll be good too.
What type of deals?
But then again, that's fine. Well, I'm just saying like something that's been on the market for a while, like 30 days more, 60 days.
Okay, understand. All right, and would there be any other criteria that you'd like for me to add?
No, right now it's just open. The market is it's all over the place right now.
All right. So, I would like to send you some information that will help you buy your home in your best price range.
Okay, so there's a slight example which is experiential. Did his comment make you feel uncomfortable? Ashley? 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 Did everybody lose me? Am I there?
You're there.
Okay.
I hear you.
Okay, don't know what happened to Ashley. You can hear the question makes her feel uncomfortable. So for everybody that's listening to that, I think what's most important is this is an example, Lee, okay, Fahad, Alan, since you all use Ashley, you have to give her a talking point about the market because how's the market? And everybody has an opinion. And the reality is that if you're calling buyer calls, have them have a positive anecdote. Yeah, you're right. It is all over the place. And that's why we believe it's a great time for buyers because prices are coming down. That's her talking point. Yeah, we believe it's still a good time for sellers because inventory is limited. That's her point for sellers. Just that. Come on. Let's educate these folks on how to talk a little bit like us so it segues into needing us, right?
Can you confirm with me that your best email is esigni@.com?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Well, we take the time to customize the information and I want to ensure that it arrives. Can you provide me the best day and time next week to follow up with you?
Wednesday's actually the best day.
So next week, Wednesday, what time next week, Wednesday work?
I don't know. The afternoons is usually best.
Okay, so would you be available for a call back at 1 p.m.?
Probably. Just assuming that the stock market doesn't keep falling. And I'm taking a hit.
Okay, got it. Well, while I have you here, Emmanuel, these are some beautiful properties that we're sending to you. Why are you thinking about buying?
Actually, before the pandemic, I was thinking about buying, but I'm in home improvement, and business went through the roof, so there was no time. And then the market just started going crazy.
Let him talk.
I understand.
Let him talk.
All right, so
no. Let him talk. It's therapy. You do not cut these people off. Eva, I said the same thing to you last week. Do not cut them off. Let him punch himself out a little bit. He's not done with his main point. Maybe if he's droning on, but he's not.
Why? Why are you thinking about buying though? Why do you want to buy?
I think that would be a good investment. Not to mention being single with no dependents doesn't help with the taxes.
Okay, so basically you just want an investment property.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated would you say you are to buy? 1 being the lowest, 10 the highest.
If I can find I would say about like a 5.
About.
Oh, it cut off. All right, I'm going to move on. We had enough of the coaching on this type of thing today for Ashley. What it is second beat. And so what I would say to all three of you that have Ashley working with you, give her a little bit more anecdotal stuff about the market, because obviously Alan's asking me about that. You can hear it in Lee and Fahad's calls that these people are referencing it. Give them a positive, hopeful talking point for the buyers and the sellers. There's always a positive for each side, no matter what the market's doing. So provide that. And I would recommend when you do your individual training with your telemarketers, get into the second beat more, right? Role play out the second beat more. Somebody come up with reasons and pushbacks and practice in that second beat, okay? All right, Russell, here we go.
How soon is it, but we're looking.
Okay, so you're looking. What's your preference as far as area goes?
No, Linwood, Everett, okay, Linwood especially, and
Linwood and Everett.
Edmond,
Okay, so,
Edmond.
okay.
We live in Edmond.
That's where you live now in Edmonds?
Yeah,
Okay.
we try to
Mhm.
rent Edmond, and we looking for bigger house. That's why.
I see. Okay. I see here that you have 1 bedroom, 1 bath as your criteria, or what type of home are you looking for?
What? 1 bedroom, 1 bath?
1 bedroom, 1 bath. That's what you're looking for?
No. 1 bedroom only?
Well, that's
I
what's,
say big house. I
yeah,
say
that's
big
what's
house.
on our website currently. So what are you looking for the size of the home?
Oh, yeah, just about
3?
3,000 square feet,
Okay.
and about 5 bedroom.
4 or 5?
And above 5.
5 bedroom.
About 5.
5 bedroom up. Okay.
Above 3 baths.
Okay.
3 is okay. Above that's good. Kind of like that.
I see. Okay.
And basement with basement.
With basement?
With basement, yeah. Mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
We like that one.
With the basement or mother-in-law?
Yeah,
All right.
like that.
Okay. Do you have a price range in mind?
Well, that's very, very tough market now. We
Mm-hmm.
cannot say something because very expensive.
Yeah, it's cooled off a little bit. Have you been
Yeah,
pre-approved?
very,
Do you have an idea of?
very, very, very cool down.
Mm-hmm.
Very down now. Not much, but it's good down.
Yeah, it's slowing down a little bit, and sellers are. It's a little bit easier.
All right, so Russell,
Yep.
there's an exact example of what seems to be a common theme here today. Just get a talking point. And I think Duran says he does this with you, but just say, I asked him to really edit it down to a quick comment that's to the positive side for a seller and a quick comment to the positive side for the buyer. Because what's happening as you try to muscle your way through it, there's a lot of wandering generality, no meaningful specific, right? So if you have, like, if you had them in front of you, like this month, based on what happened in the market, what is the talking point that you want me to hit? And that should be a bounce up to what we're doing, right? So, for example, if somebody pushes back on Kathy or Sherry, or Laura for that matter, any of them about Boston, it's like, look, the most important thing in Boston is being proactive in trying to show your property, right? Because there are plenty of buyers with cash in Boston that are still willing to compete for good property, but it needs real work. You can't just throw it out there. That's a talking point for sellers. For buyers, you got to get out there and start looking. There's some pretty big discounts. We're seeing people come way off on some stuff that expired. We're seeing negotiations on some of our own stuff where people aren't afraid to go 10 to 15% below an already low price. So you just have to have those talking points that are anecdotal or story driven based on Duran's actual real activity, in the field. Okay. More meaning specifics. Because I think if you listen to this, let's listen to some more. He starts to babble about his perception. If you could bang, counterpunch him with some specifics, you might get him in line. Let's see what happens.
Here for buyers to win an offer.
Yeah.
So were you able to talk to a lender to find out?
And see, this is what you want, okay? You want to know if he's pre-qualified so you don't waste his time, which I'm appreciative of. And I believe that's in the process. Like I said to Lee about that too. He had that out of order too. I'm not getting a great sense of why this guy wants to do it. So why is it relevant to really pound him away about where he's at?
I was trying to get his criteria for the price range, and he didn't Like he just started going off
That's
on.
what I'm saying. You lost control of them. So what I'm saying is
Yeah.
rely on your structure. Don't just keep advancing the ball. Say it's,
Okay.
I think the anchor for all of these calls, Russell, no matter
Should-
what context, why are you doing this, dude? Right? That's it. If you don't get that, then
Yeah, I got a
continue-
question about that.
Yeah,
Should I have just moved on and just asked that? Like, oh, why were you looking in the first place or something?
Or I think if you lose control of a guy who's babbling. So this is an example of an overtalker, right? And he's all over the place, and he might be whimsical, but he might get a good slap in the head and say, "Look, here's what's going on right now." Okay, our broker owner Duran is running around with buyers getting good deals right now because a lot of people don't think there are any, right? But there are. They're everywhere. Those buyers are all pre-approved, ready to go, so they go in with strength. Where are you at in that whole process, right? You got a pre-approval like that? Because I'm sure Duran could get you a good deal. But you got to have a why. If you don't have a real why you want to do this, then getting pre-approved and going out with Duran is a waste of time. Why? So I always want to turn all you veterans loose a little bit more to not be so afraid. You're good enough now. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm sitting there going, "Oh, come on, Russell, read the damn script," right? That's not where we're at. We're finding ourselves. And Ashley's in that category now, right? Kathy, Sherry, they're all in that category. It's like, be human to say, look, we can help you, but you got to have a real reason. Forget what's going on in the marketplace. Buyers win in every marketplace. When everything was crazy, we took our buyers off market and we found them shit that was off market. We could have done that for you in that market. Now it's exactly what you want. Like this guy's babbling about, like to Ashley, about a deal. Duh, now's the time. Everything just went on sale, dummies. Because when the interest rate goes way up, there's a reciprocal relationship with an inverse relationship with prices. They come down. Rates go up first, though. Prices come down. That means rates have been up already for over 30 plus days. That means prices are coming down in real time. 75 expired listings were sent to Kathy, 75 in a week on the areas we cover, whereas she was getting like 5, 10, 75. Now, what do you think that's going to mean to the marketplace? Even if that inventory doesn't come back on as active, it's inventory. It's off-market inventory. Off-market inventory just accelerated. In that 75, there will be people who lost hope that don't think they can do something. So maybe we make a call into those for an investor and say, hey, we got a cash buyer. You want to move it? You want to move it? You want, right? We're just not thinking. Nobody's thinking about what's in front of us. We're thinking about, oh, I'm supposed to say this and I'm supposed to say that. We're not listening anymore, right? The first beat is always to get your offer out to get their attention and validate, okay, they're not a knucklehead. Now let me get into this. And what are you doing this for? Because we can, like, if you really want to sell, we can get it done. We can get it done. Don't worry about what the market's doing. That's hope. Don't worry about what the market's doing. Don't worry about trying to find a deal. That's my problem. I know what you want. You want a deal, right? Well, put the burden on me to find you the deal. That's hope, right? Follow me, Russ?
Yeah.
Okay, let me listen to a little bit more, but that's my point for you today.
A price range?
Actually, we not yet.
Not yet.
Because, we have we buy last year.
Okay.
Almost years ago, and we rent already there. Already we rented.
Okay.
I got it right now. Right now, yesterday. Yeah, this next starts next month to another year, so it's good.
Mm-hmm. So you have your home rented right now? You have another home?
Yeah, yeah.
I see.
So we try to sell that one, but I don't know how to buy to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Very tough. But that's all.
I see. Is that home in Edmonds? Is that where the other home is at?
No, Silver Lake.
Where?
Silver Lake.
Okay.
Silver Lake.
I'm going to move on because it's painful and it's a grind. It's a grind, right? I get it. This was not an easy one for you, but I think we got a coachable out of it, which is, see what I mean? the wild horse is now running around the yard and the lasso's not long enough unless you say, why? Right? You can pattern interrupt a guy like this, right? He's totally babbling, right? Yeah. And I appreciate you're a patient guy, but this is one of those things as a pro. It's like, okay, enough. Stop talking, right? Why are you doing this? But it's in there, like he bought a place and then he rented it. So you do have to do some listening, and you got to cut through the broken English, which is tough. I get it. But if you had your real ear to this, it sounds like he bought one and then he rented it. So you're looking for another one because now's a great deal time, you can cut to the chase, but you're good enough to be turned loose into that second beat like that. Okay. So try to get me some second beat stuff where, you're not so white knuckle trying to please everybody. You're actually trying to be effective. Right. And effective is if I can find a guy with a why and his motivation is there, then I'll ask him the qualifying questions about pre-qualified and I'll just bang out the appointment. Right. Just be logical. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Because you're well beyond trying to please the teacher, the coach, the owner. You're beyond that. I'll catch you in your snapbacks, right? That's part of this. I'll catch you. I'll know when you're getting tired, lazy, need a break or whatever, and I'll just call it out. But we're beyond that, right? We're into this. You're a phone agent in that second beat, right? You're a phone agent. You have to start to sense the pass off better. You have to really understand what Duran does when you pass it off, or the agent does, and really have an understanding that it's a good appointment for this guy because I found out, right? So I'm giving you permission to act like a phone agent. Don't go too far, because I cut Ashley off pretty quickly for going too far, way beyond her pay grade to make qualitative decisions. But I mean, as an agent, when you pass it off to me, I want to know why. Okay. Like, don't send me into something I don't know why. Because if I know why, then I can pick up on the why in the house. So it looks like the reason you want to do this, it's a beautiful house. Why you want to do this? It looks like you told Kathy this. It's where I pick up, right? I pick up into them. It's all about them. And I really am into that. That's what I love about the job. I'm into the story of the human. That's not a patronizing bullshit thing. I would not do this job if I were not into that why. And then I hear the problem around that why, or the hurdle, and I'm like, damn, we're going to get this done. Like, I'm obsessed with my last two deals, right? Obsessed. One, I did 9 open houses in about 3 weeks and got it done. This one, I'm constantly on it to solve this lawsuit problem. I'm obsessed to solve these problems because I know why they want to move on with their lives, right? So it's just about being there. All right, Bambi. Here's a call.
Hello? Hi, Yanni? Hello? Hello? Yes, can you hear me? I can hear you. Hello?
Okay, right off the bat, don't do that, right? Right off the bat, just go for it. Go for it, okay? Let him tell you he can't hear you, because we just wasted 11 seconds playing back and forth, because a lot of these people are going to answer on their car phone. There's an echo and whatnot. Just talk. They can hear us.
Great. This is Maureen, and I'm calling you from Cohen Brothers Real Estate Group. And I'm calling you this afternoon because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it hadn't sold. So what I'd like to do is I want to send you some information to help you sell next time. Now, okay, I have the one at 5101 Caroline Avenue in Woodland Hills. Yeah, no. So how about the one at 5831? That sold a long time ago. That one's okay. Now the other one, the first one at 5101. So you're not selling it right now? I'm not selling it, not now and not ever. So that home is not for sale? No, not for sale.
Okay. What happens here? Oh, we froze. Bambi, thoughts? Bambi.
Yes.
Bambi.
Maureen's here.
Yep. Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Nanny.
Hi. Go ahead, Bambi. Thoughts? Donnie, thoughts?
Okay, so what we were thinking is maybe you could help us, because he would be like one of our target people for our cash buyer program, trying to get more investors involved. What can we do to help
Does
her
Maureen,
identify those?
does Maureen know about your campaign for cash?
No,
and
no,
debt?
it just so happens that he's an expired, he couldn't sell his property. And while Bambi and I were listening to the call, we realized, oh, he's an investor. So we
Yeah.
are gonna ask you, how can
Perfect.
we prepare Maureen? Hey, when you hear someone like this, maybe you can say,
I
hey,
have an
do you
easy answer.
happen to be an investor?
I have an easy answer. Is
Okay,
that, remember what we did yesterday to prioritize all your ideas?
okay.
Those can't be foreign to Maureen. Maureen
Well,
needs
it just happened today. We just heard the call. And said, hey, can we do
don't get
something?
defensive.
Oh,
Don't
okay,
get
got it.
defensive. It's
Oh, I'm
just,
sorry. I'm sorry.
no, we just got lucky. We got 2 days in a row
Okay.
where it
Okay.
falls into place like pieces of a puzzle. Isn't it awesome? It's
Absolutely.
very, very logical. So what we did yesterday was you had all these great ideas, and to prevent you from jumping lily pad to lily pad and being half-assed at any of them, we want to be good at them, right?
Yes.
So you bring Maureen into the conversation that said what Danny's talking about is that we have a cash offer campaign for investors. That's our core moneymaker. This is our income producing activity. Can't remember which one of you was smart enough yesterday to call it an IPA. I think that was that Michelle? Somebody called it an IPA, right? Yep, it was a great idea. So teach her your IPAs in their order so that as she hears this and experientially she learns, she can easily identify in that intuitive moment because you can
Yeah.
hear her. She's good, she's feisty, she's not going to give up easily. I think in the
Yeah.
beginning, that's just the logistical stuff of don't fight the tide. Just say what's on your mind. If they interrupt you, go back and say it again. Right, Maureen? It's like,
Yes.
don't worry about the perfect background. Say what you're supposed to say at a nice tone and pace. Get through it. If they say, huh, start again, right? Slow it down. And that's all. Just don't let them throw you in, huh? Who? Huh? Because we waste 11 seconds of interfering with their life, and that can frustrate them, and now they're not listening. If you go right through the front door, like Ashley's been trained for a while, she goes right through the front door, she owns it, off she goes, right? And then
Yes.
hit the pause. But this was good. So Donnie and Bambi,
Yeah.
you have to bring Maureen into yesterday's discussion and say, here's our first campaign, here's our second campaign.
Got
These are things that are important to us. And you're calling into one of the third campaign, the expireds, right? And so that expired listing might be a good candidate for this cash offer campaign, right?
Yeah.
If she doesn't know how your business works, she has no reference point. So it's not necessarily tactical language until it's strategic understanding of who the hell you are.
Yeah.
Which is why I said to you, you need the strategic understanding of who the hell you are. Worse, Abe needs the strategic understanding of who the hell the business is, so he doesn't come flying in. There's too many talented people flying around, colliding into each other. If
Yeah.
all of a sudden you see it, Donnie, as this beautiful orchestra, that the systems and the campaigns that are being orchestrated are vibrating in a better frequency where the music's prettier. And then we're not like, well, you did no. In conjunction with the cello, the first violin should do this, right? That's it. It's just you're steps away from just coordinating this. So rather than throw her off the base language she's in, make her aware that circumstantially this
Yeah.
kind of thing might happen. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's a good week for you and Bambi. That's a good distinction to manage it clearer. Okay. And then to orchestrate it with the telemarketing department. And then I will have my conversation with Abe. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Good. All right. Let's keep moving. Eva, good job, Maureen.
Thank
She
you.
has a second call. Can we go over that call too? That one's.
I only see, oh no, here's another one. Hold on.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
My name is Maureen, and I'm calling from Cohen Brothers Real Estate Group, and I'm calling in reference to the property on Magnolia. I have a different name here. Is that your property?
Yeah, that's my property, but how you know my phone number?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this script is really like, there's no script here. So tell me what the context is so I can catch the first 19
It's an
seconds.
expired call.
Okay.
And what happened is the two numbers that it had dialed before, because they went to voicemail. So when she answered this time, and the name up there that she said, that's what made me want to be sure I had the right person.
Okay, well, don't do it that way. Just,
Okay.
here we go again. Trust
Okay.
the system to get you there, because look what happened. The
Yes.
minute you started to make it about you, just assume the person on the other end of the line is the right person to talk to. Just assume that and go
Okay.
for it. Because you only have about 10 to 12 to 15 seconds to make an offer. That's it.
Okay.
Now, all of a sudden, you've created yourself as now you're a suspect. Now we
Right.
have to deal with
Okay.
you being a suspect because you
Right.
didn't properly identify yourself and why you're calling.
Okay.
You identified yourself, but not and why
Why
you're
I'm
calling.
calling. Okay.
I saw your beautiful home online. I noticed it didn't sell. Discipline in the first beat when you're new to this is everything. I would
Okay.
rather you just sounded like a machine in the beginning and read what's on the paper, okay?
Okay.
Don't, because what you're doing is called using your human discretion. You're deciding to do something other than what
What's
we
here?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's simple. That's simple. Just
Okay.
and I get you already. You're teachable. So just do what's in front of you, and then let's see
Okay.
what happens. Because then it's my problem,
Okay.
right?
From Cohen Brothers Real Estate Group, and I was calling because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it.
No, but how you have my private number? That's what I'm asking you.
But you know what? Because it's perhaps low, on here due to it was also cost, so we have the information for your release through real estate. So it's because it's the only number that's here. And all I was doing was calling to let you know. I like
Don't
to send
defend.
you
Just tell her
information.
your very succinct answers when somebody says, "Well, actually, we have a company. We have a company that sources the information." That's it.
Okay.
That's
And
it.
don't defend. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
the next time, may I go ahead and do that?
No, I don't. This is my work number, first of all, and I'm receiving calls back and forth now. I gotta send 3 motions to the court. So right now, right this second, I cannot talk to you. My house is not for sale, and I'm not gonna put my house for sale for a little
So
bit.
you're no longer.
No.
So let me ask you this, when you said it's not for sale, so you changed your mind with the plan,
Yes.
you changed your mind about selling it? Okay, so I need to notify that, because I see that the days in the market at least 26.
Okay. All right. Good. You're feisty. Yeah, you're feisty. And hey, guys, we're talking in the background. Hello.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay. If it's you, no problem. Yeah, so no problem if it was you. So look, all good here. This is just early for you. That's all. So it's a little bit early, but I like your instinct to fight for like clarity. So that was good. So I like the scrappiness. I just want to clean it up. Donnie, what do you want to say?
Can I ask you, Danny, in the
Yep.
call that we just listened to, I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, the caller actually said in a little bit. It made it seem like she is going to eventually,
Yes.
and I'm not sure if Maureen just waited and listened or talked over her when she was gonna say something. I'm not sure. It was hard to
Oh,
hear.
it's a tricky one because she's trying to rush her off the phone because it's a private work number or whatever it is.
She
And the
sounded
lady-
like a doctor.
Yeah,
Or
and
a
the-
lawyer, sorry.
and the lady's freaking out. I think as she gets better at this, it's just, is there a better number and a better time to reach you? Because I want to get this package of information. Right?
Perfect. Yeah, that
And-
is actually good. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if you're still thinking about doing this in a little bit. Let me just get this to you.
Because Danny, she did talk to me. So she
Yes.
did go ahead and say, even though the telephone number and all that, eventually she did.
Yes.
Okay, so I should have went on and said, was there another number I can call you at?
Well, just look at it. All you need to do is go back and listen to this with Donnie and
Okay.
simplify. All the right building blocks of a really good call are in there. Just simplify, right? Less is more. Watch your own defensiveness, right? Because that fills a couple of rooms that don't need to be filled. It's called Being Stoic. There's a great book that I have recently been recommending that I read. It's called The Stoics Challenge, right? And what it does is it grounds me into when somebody says something I don't want them to say, or they do something I don't want them to do. I've learned to shut up. I don't fill the space with debate, right? I just listen. I listen, because the more that I listen to what's happening, the more that I can move myself right to where I need to be to determine, is there hope to me to continue to get this to you? Because they're emoting all over us. And so if you rise up, oh, but I didn't mean to, why did you get, how'd you get my number? Oh, it's just on this, a company that provides us this list. right? I didn't sell it. Oh, so are you thinking about not selling it at all? How about in the next 12 months? Because if so, I really want to get this information to you. It's very helpful, right?
Yeah,
Because
just go right back to what's written
right
here.
right back to the offer. The offer is a gift. And the idea is to try to get this gift of information to them because that changes the relationship. If you know the story of the Trojan horse, it was a gift, right? It was meant to be a gift. And they roll this beautiful wooden horse up and they roll it through the gates and they shut the gates and they open it up and all the soldiers come out and kill everybody, right? That's how they get around the gates. Well, we have the same thing, only our Trojan horse is really a gift. And when they open it up, all the benevolent soldiers come out to help them have hope again that they can sell their house, right? So you're really fighting to get that gift to them because you know it will benefit them, presuming you can find from them that they had a real reason why, and that why still might be there, right? Just get to that
Yes.
point. Then you'll find out plenty of what you need to after that, okay? But good job.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, good job, Maureen.
Totally, Maureen, you have some stuff there that you just, Donnie, just role play out, making it simple with her, giving
Absolutely.
her action. Well, she has the natural feistiness to
Yes.
move, but we don't want that feistiness to become too many word whiskers or defensive, okay? So work
Yeah.
on that.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right, Chevy, I'm gonna go to you next.
Hello? Hi, Dorothy? Yes. This is Chevy. I'm calling from the Winters Group at Sotheby's. I'm calling you because I noticed that you tried to sell your beautiful home a while back and that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that will help sell it next time. May I do that? Sure.
Good,
All right, awesome.
good. Doug, I presume that Chevy's using that script because you identified them as older leads, because that's the older lead script, yes?
That's right, Danny.
Yeah, excellent. Chevy, perfect execution. Very good. Let's listen to some more.
Let me just confirm that the best mailing address for you is 1212 West Overlook Road? Yes. All right, awesome. All right, is there any other decision maker who should receive this information? No, I'll share that with him. All right, no problem. We do take the time to customize the information for you, and I want to make sure that it arrives. When is the best day next week I could give you a call?
Maybe in the afternoon on Friday.
Afternoon Friday? All right, great. I will call you just to make sure that the information arrives. By the way, while I have you, Dorothy, it looks like a beautiful property. Why are you trying to sell it?
Excellent example of sounding human, Chevy. Right? Like this is the first time I've actually heard your real authentic voice. Excellent job without sounding phony. There's enthusiasm in that tone. There's hope in that tone. This is a very good call.
I'm not sure that we want to solve at this time. At the time, our son was going to move away, but now he's not.
Oh, okay, definitely. And on a scale of like 1 to 10, how motivated are you to sell it, would you say?
I would say a 4.
Oh, 4. Why so low though?
But since he's staying.
He's staying, so you guys, all right, definitely understand. All right, what I'll do, I'll reach out next week just to make sure that the package arrives for you, all right? And the property is the one on 146 Unit Way or the 1212 West Overlook Road?
Oh, it's the one on One Teal Lane.
All right, no trouble. Okay, got it. All right, thank you so much. Enjoy.
Okay, good. I mean, the execution of it's excellent. The reason why, I would still send a package like that myself, because there does seem to be, I mean, she did say yes to it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, and the son is staying, he's leaving, he's staying, he's leaving, that could change with the wind, right? So I would say,
Right.
good to send. All right, next one.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. And when is the best day next week and time to reach out to you?
Wednesday would be fine.
Wednesday. Great. I will definitely call you then just to make sure that the information arrives. By the way, while I have you, Thomas, it looks like a beautiful property. Why are you trying to sell it?
We were interested in downsizing.
All right, sounds good. And like on a scale of 1 to
Interesting, not sounds good. Interesting. Interesting is a very neutral. And what it's going to be tough to give you that critique because I love the positivity in the voice. It sounds good is so positive. You can say interesting with an upbeat. That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
But interesting is a neutral word because it's non-judgmental, right?
Okay.
10, how motivated are you to sell it?
We would be a 10 if we got the price we were at.
Oh, you'd be a 10 if you got what's the asking price for you?
Well, now it's 2.1 million.
2.1. All right, awesome. All right, I'll definitely reach out next.
Okay. Why didn't you close?
Because I actually lost my putting on the script. I didn't have that part in front of me.
Okay.
I was searching for it. Next to the
Hold on. That's a very serious mistake.
Yes,
Always be athletically ready. Always be athletic. Do not sit down and make these calls unless you double check. I want you now, Chevy, to pretend you're about to fly a plane, and you need to check everything, or the plane's going down. It'll still work. That's 2.1 million with a 10. If Doug can solve my problem and get me the dough, okay? Always be fully ready. No wins. This is not your part-time job is Doug's full-time business. Remember that, okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, got a couple more here. Let's keep going.
Hello? Hi, is this Mrs. Elfner?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Kathy. I'm calling from Griffin Realty, and I'm calling because I saw your beautiful place online and noticed it didn't sell. And I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
Sure.
Okay, great. Would I send it to the 53 Chestnut Street?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to send that out to you, and we do take the time to customize the information for you. I want to make sure it arrives. So what's the best day next week or later this week to call you back?
Oh, probably Friday. So no, we're going to be away. I'm not sure. I'd say probably call me in about 2 weeks. We're going away for a little fall trip.
Oh, good for you. Okay, no problem. Is morning or afternoon better?
Morning.
Okay, great. And what is your first name?
Jane.
Jane. Okay, Jane, it looks like a beautiful place. Why were you looking to sell it?
Well, it's there's only 2 of us here. My kids are all gone.
So it's a big place for the 2 of you.
Yep, too big. Anyway, listen, I got to run, but thank you for calling.
All right, great. I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks after it's arrived.
Okay, good. Yeah, Kathy, you there today?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, good. I mean, it's good. You know, it's Boston. It's quick and to the point, and you got it out the door, and there you go. That's it. There's not much more you can do with that one, right? Except go up and get that woman back on the phone.
Oh.
Check to see how much was that bad boy right there.
That was the one that was near 5 million.
Okay, yep. You keep on keeping on.
Will do.
Just get me in there. Good call. Yeah, no critique. I mean, there's not much you can do there. Let's see. Alexis, here we go.
Hello. Hi, Francisco. This is Alexis calling from Paradigm Realty. I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that'll help you sell it next time. May I do that? Okay. Okay, great. And I would send that to the Silverwood Lane address? Yes. Okay. Are there any other decision makers who should receive this information, Francisco? Yes. Who else should receive it? Just me. Oh, just you. Okay. Now, Francisco, we take the time to customize the information for you, and I want to make sure it arrives. What's the best day to call you next week?
Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay, great. And what's the best time of day to reach you?
Between 3 or 4 or 5.
3 and 4? Wednesday, 3 and 5?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And by the way, while I have you on the line, Francisco, it looks like a beautiful property. Why are you trying to sell it?
No, it was before, not right now.
Okay, are you selling right now?
No.
Oh, okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to sell it right now?
No, not even. I told you that this is off of the market right now.
Okay, all right. Are you gonna put it back on the market within a year, you think?
To be honest, I don't know. It all depends, how it's coming, the economy,
Okay. What changed your mind?
Another example of why, all of us. Let's get some calls where we're digging in the whys, okay?
What, I changed the mind? If I
Yeah,
tell
why'd
you
you
not
change your
believe-
mind?
Let him talk.
Maybe you don't believe me.
What's that?
If I tell you, maybe you're not gonna believe me, but I'm gonna tell you because you asked me.
Okay, okay.
Look, that property, when I bought it, I don't want to buy it from the beginning, correct? But gonna buy a brand new house. And then something told me, I got a friend of mine that he has.
Alexis, stop all these little word whiskers. You're so good in the first beat, but you're tripping all over him. Okay, shh. You got him. He's about to get on the Freudian couch and tell you all about his childhood. Let him go.
Houses, and I called him, and he has a house. So I bought the house, even if it was not. I was looking for houses, and every day that house come and, but I don't want to buy it. But end of the day, I buy it.
Okay.
So a year later, I was gonna put it in the market, and I put it in the market, 600,000, and I'm gonna hope everybody for 30,000, and nobody wants to buy it.
Oh, okay.
So to me, it was a sign from God that no one to buy it, sell it, And I'm glad I don't sell it because at this point I was gonna pay more for a new house or different house.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. I understand. Okay. Now, one thing I can do, I'd be happy to have Adam Kuchuk, who's my broker. He could actually deliver the package himself and stop in to give you some of his insights to help you sell the property the next time. And he'll actually give you what he thinks the home is worth. So look at the outside, do a quick inside look, so write down all your questions that you have. So when he comes, you can just go straight down the line.
Okay, too much. That's too much. It was so good right up until then, but now it's like blah, 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 blah. It's enough. You got him. You got him. You have to, my brother does this. He sells the same house 3 times in one sale. Shut up. What are we doing? Like, it's so much better to be effective with the least amount of words. It just is. When I go into a house now, I can't believe how much I talked in the past versus what I do now. I do so much. Laura was shocked. The first time Laura ever went out to a house with me to her listing presentation, she was almost looking at me as if she didn't know me, because she knows me in the capacity as her coach, your coach, trainer, etc., where my mouth is always running. When I'm in the field and I'm doing my thing, I practice what I preach. If I can be in and out of a house in 45 minutes or less, I really know I was tight. I was able to effectively communicate and feel good that it's a full-blown presentation. Same thing with scripting like this, is that you're getting high off of the fact that there's a conversation, and you've been on the schneid a little bit for a while because you haven't been making your calls diligently. Now you're making them, and you hit a good one here, okay? And now you're high. And when you're high, you're talking too much, just like I used to be, because it's success. Success makes us high. It makes the dopamine go through the brain, and we keep blah, 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 blah. That's what we do. Be stoic here. Just be grateful. Oh, I'm grateful that this guy is so cooperative. He's funny. If you know, if I tell you, you're not gonna believe. I love that line. And then a sign for God. Like I love all that stuff, right? I'm starting to sound like I sound like Tony Montana anytime I use my Spanish accent, right? But the point is, I love that guy. Like this is why we do this job. Don't start talking all over him. Don't start tripping all over him. You know, this guy is a real good guy. He's an authentic guy. Be grateful that he showed up and just, you know, get him there without saying too many words. Okay.
Okay.
So, but this is very good. I mean, this is good. You're just so dang effective that I'm pushing on you to be the pro that I know you can be. I know who you can be. And you don't need to trip over somebody in the second beat. Bite your tongue. Let them have the cathartic moment, because you actually are so good and so natural that you get people to open up to you. But sometimes your enthusiasm is the only enemy in the room, right? Right? You're enthusiastic and you're tripping over them. So, but this is a good job as usual. Just keep doing this, more of these conversations, right? Okay, good.
A
Sean,
quick question,
go ahead.
Danny.
Go ahead.
The script time, what do you think is an ideal time to get through a phone call?
Oh, I don't, because it depends on in that therapeutic moment. That's the part I don't know. In the beginning, it depends on which of the offers. The buyer offer typically takes longer to say. The expired offer is about 12 to 15 seconds for those that are in this group that are pretty efficient. So if you're looking for the first beat, that's there. The second beat, Russell had a runaway train that he needed to reel in. Okay. So there is the hardest beat to teach telemarketers is the second beat, because you want them to stop from talking, ask a question, listen. Don't let the train run away from you, but listen, let them have their cathartic moment. Interesting is a good segue into refining for them. Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, that big why, where do you think you are? Then quiet again. So we don't know how long that piece will be, because that's very dependent on how cut and dry and how bothersome. I mean, you know, Kathy's talking to somebody at $6 million and she starts to get a little bit personal, and the lady's like, okay, just call me back. See you later. Right? She had enough. That's Boston for you. But it was effective because the offer is effective. And we do know why. It's 2 people in the house. There's nobody left here. Everybody's gone. Right? So that's a real reason why. Okay. So we just, it's that second beat that's unanswerable. Don't be like talking over them and extend it because you're the problem. Also, don't let them run away with the train. Just get your answers, bring it to the next offer, which is the upsell for the insight meeting, which you did a very good job of. It just went too far, right? Guy's going to come over and tell you what to do, what not to do. He's good at it. And he'll tell you, and if you need to see where the market's at and what it's worth today to see if you can get you 600, go to their number. Anytime they give you a number, all of you are missing that. Anytime they give you a number, go to their number. Right? Say, look at, if Adam could get you the 600,000, how motivated would you be? I'd be at 12. All right, let's get him over. See, then you're using what's important to them in a very micro way. 2.1 million, right? I forget whose call was that for. That was for who had the 2.1, and there were 10 if you could get the 2.1. Was that one of Grant's calls? Anyway, well, if Grant could get you the 2.1 million, right? Why don't we just let him in the house? Let's see if he can get it. You want 2.1, you're 10? Great. Let me guy over there. Let him, he'll be very honest with you whether he can or he can't. So he can bring the stuff with him and he can see the property firsthand, right? Get him in. Get him in. That's hope. That's hope. And I might walk in and go, oh, hell no, dude. Like I've got a guy in Boston that Sherry's after, and he's way off. Like $2 million is so far off, it's ridiculous. So I just keep telling him, oh, down the street, we're busy, but we'll get to you. And he's like, yeah, fine. If Danny has a direct buyer, an off-market buyer, he can show it. It's all the bullshit, somebody who's not really motivated. So I got the next meeting with me and him is come to Jesus. Say, dude, you got blown out of the water at $2 million. You got 1.6, everything's white, bright, clean. You got smoked. So I don't want to call him, because I do have other things I'm focused on. Until I can focus on his package of info, because I got to hit him in the head next time, right? So that's how it goes. Shauna, here we go.
Hello.
Polly,
Who is this?
this is Donna from Van Dyke Realty. Calling you because I saw your home online and noticed that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
No, thank you for asking politely. We are not in the market, and I don't know when we will be. We were kind of just doing it off the whim, seeing how much we might make for it. But we went with 72 sold, and it was a headache. It was a real waste of time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
Yep.
we were just looking to send you like the latest market update so you know how the current trends are affecting your market value, and then also some pictures and details of the properties that sold around you straight from the multiple listing service, just like the realtors, and that would give you a better idea. No commitment or anything, just some general information for you.
Well, I totally understand, and I really appreciate the ask. I have a couple other realtors who are sending me the same stuff, and really it just loads up my email. I just can't afford to have another email at this stage.
Oh, no, we would actually be mailing it to you. So it's an actual package. Yeah, it's customized for you. And that way you have our contact information. If you have any questions, you can always call us. So, yeah.
Excellent, Donna. The only thing you missed was the exact plan that Grant uses when he customizes his feedback for his people. See, you got to uncommoditize yourself here. So you did, because I love what you did. Instead of sitting there just saying information, you knew you had to be specific. You gave her specifics. Her assumption was it's email. Okay. And the only thing you missed, and the plan that Grant customizes for his clients, right? It's all free, no obligation. Not, and you have our number if you have any questions. Not that. Like it's so close to being really good. Just get 1, 2, 3. Oh no, it's not. I love the tone. Oh, it's not that. This is a package of information. We're not interested in just dumping digital stuff on you.
Yeah, we would just mail it FedEx.
Yeah, that would be just fine then. Thank you.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. And I just want to confirm it's 3244 East Rosemont Drive. Is that right?
That is right.
Okay. All right. So we'll send that out to you. I just want to make sure that you do receive it. Is there a good time to reach you next week, a day at a time?
You know what? My hours are really wonky. So whatever you choose to call, I'll do my best.
Okay.
All right, good. I'll leave it at that. Excellent. Bravo. That should serve as a standard for what you all do when there's a little bit of pushback about information. Tell them what it is. Be transparent. That's what I did with landing pages. I said, here's what you're going to get. Like I showed it to them. Donna, excellent job in fighting for it because you won. It's a really, really good example of not allowing Grant, you, Shauna, to be commoditized, right? In other words, oh, you're just like everybody else. No, I'm not. It's actually a physical package and it's free. And it has those things in it already organized. So you don't have to do any of the organization I'm sure you have to do online, right? That's essentially what you said. Bravo.
Yeah.
Shauna, Grant, GVD, anybody? Excellent. That's excellent. Can't ask for more than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. On to the final one is Michelle, the one and only. Here we go.
Hello.
Alvin?
Hello.
Yes, Alvin, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi there, Alvin. This is Michelle from Cantu Group Real Estate Team. I am calling you because we spoke last week and I sent you that information to help you sell your home the next time. Did you receive it?
Yes.
Wonderful. And last time we spoke, you mentioned that you had a lease starting on October 1st. Did that indeed happen?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So the information I sent you will help you when you're ready to sell next year, if you decide to do that. In the interim, I'd love to get you set up on our quarterly market update list. If you can share your email with me, then we'll be able to keep you posted on how things are looking with the market for the next year. May I do that?
Okay.
Okay, what's your best email address?
Alvin.
Good so far. I just want to block his email.
@gmail.com.
At Gmail. Okay, excellent. And then I'll get in touch with you in the summertime or so and check in as well, since it'll be getting towards that time when the lease will be up.
Yes, ma'am. No problem. Thank you.
All right, it's good. Yeah, the only thing is, on the digital offer, you'd like to digitize what was in there. So you're digitizing not only the market updates, but also anything that goes pending or sells around him, so he can keep up to date with not just the macroeconomics of Seattle, but the microeconomics of what's happening around his house, right?
Right.
So, yep, because you want him in both. You want him getting properties, because the market update's fine, but it's only a monthly thing. Solds are real time, right?
Hello?
Nirmal?
Yes.
Hello, my name is Michelle, and I am with Cantu Group Real Estate Team. I'm calling you because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it didn't sell. I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I do that?
So I back up for this sale.
Okay.
So right now we have a market slow, interest high, people doesn't want it. So I'll think and I'll figure out after a month or 2 months, and I'll say call you again.
Month to 2 months, thinking about possibly relisting depending upon the market?
Yeah.
Perfect. So may I confirm that your best mailing address for me to send this to would be the 4621 100th Street Northeast in Marysville, number A?
Yes.
Excellent. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, about how motivated are you to sell it, Nirmal?
1 to 10 scale, I'll do that right now. So market, everything is the 6.
Perfect. Okay. Because we do take the time to customize this information for you, I want to make sure it arrives. What's the best day for me to call you? Maybe early next week?
Monday.
Monday? Around what
Yeah.
time is best?
Evening.
Monday evening. After 4, after 5, after 6?
After 4.
After 4?
Yes.
Okay. I will talk to you next Monday. Watch for that package in the mail. Again, it's coming from Cantu Group.
Okay, very good. I mean, what I like about this one is your patience to just make this call all about one beat and to do it thoroughly and to really try to specify the time. And what I think always amazes me, even though, I crafted a lot of this, is that it amazes me how people love to play games, don't they? Like if they're the right avatar, they'll play the game, won't they? Like he's just playing tennis with you and it's a smooth and wonderful conversation to listen to. And it's easy. There's zero resistance is what I would say. I only have one question for you, Michelle. Why didn't you try to get, because in 1 to 2 months, it's pretty close. Why didn't you try to go to the second beat?
I don't know. I think that I spazzed out because that was one of the only packages I got out and got approval for in the past couple weeks. So, and I didn't ask why so low either. Like I didn't dip into that either. So.
But you
so
did
I
find out that
recognize it.
you did find out maybe in the next 1 to 2 months, and that's pretty damn soon.
Yep.
So when you call back, it's very important to close, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful call with a very specific attachment to a future call, which prevents all this bloated database problem where people say, oh, couldn't get them back on the phone again. Well, then you didn't set it up well enough. We learned that as a group to go from this nebulous language to very specific language, right? So I thought that was a very good example of that. My only critique for you is stay athletically ready, like I said to Chevy. This is like you get to that second beat. Oh, it was Chevy for the 2.1 for Doug. That's where it was. Come on now, like close, right? Close if somebody's there. Hers was more obvious than yours, but don't be afraid to ask. Alexis is get that real, she just keeps going, right? Until somebody tells her stop. She just keeps going. And I think that's why when she does her volume of calls, she gets Adam on the phone or in the house a lot because she just keeps going, right? She keeps going until she hears a no. Kathy's call was not an example of that. The lady basically hung up in the very end of it, right? Because she told her, see you next couple of weeks. So you have to read the room too. And in this case, my read on him was he wasn't difficult. So why not ask? I think if they're difficult, sure, respect it. Say, listen, I'll call you next week, and then hopefully the relationship has changed even more, right? Got it?
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, good. All right, all. That's enough for today. Hour and a half. I'm spent. That's it. All right. So peace. I will see you all on the other side. Have a good weekend. Keep practicing this stuff. You're all getting better. And I appreciate the effort. Okay.
And
See you
thank
later.
you.
Danny.
You're welcome. You're welcome.